Guys, welcome to Tuesday Thrive. Tuesday Thrive is where we take one Tuesday of the month and we focus on consumer insights. And then we will have a Thursday teach, which usually is the third Thursday of every single month, where we are going to teach you about marketing and business strategies so that you can drive revenue and stand out from the competition. But I always feel like it's very important that we touch on these consumer insights, because the more you can stay ahead of the game, the more you can stay ahead of your competition. Before we get started, I hope that you will take a moment and you will follow us on your favorite social media platforms. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel or Rumble and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, or LinkedIn. And please subscribe to our newsletter so that you could stay up to date on the current events and also offerings and new product and service launches that can help you not only kind of, I would say, be smarter about your marketing efforts, but ensure that you aren't wasting time and money on marketing that does not work. Well, my name is Darlene Gagnon, and I'm the co-founder of We Connect Global Branding Agency. And as I mentioned before, while I think it's really important that we stay on top of trends, we cannot lose ourselves in the tide. It's your unique strategy. It's your business niche that's going to set you apart in the marketplace. And trends may guide you and it may create new business opportunities, new revenue streams, but certainly you always have to find your place in an industry or within your own target market that tweaks yourself out of being an apple to apple comparison when it comes to the competition. So let's understand this trend of social good, because I got to tell you, it is a powerful trend that is emerging and we need to be paying attention to it. So what is social good? Well, in the context of business, social good refers to an entrepreneur's initiatives that they are developing a product, they are developing services, they are building a nonprofit for the benefit of society at large or their community, their local community. It might be niched down to their local community, not just from a global perspective. And I would say that for the most part, what we've seen in terms of social good has that terminology has been wrapped around diversity and inclusion. That is not what I'm talking about. This webinar is about what we as entrepreneurs are doing to create an upheaval of good in our society. And so some of those specific types of examples that we're seeing entrepreneurs, start and kick off is that they're building better nonprofits. They are revolutionizing the nonprofit sector and they are infusing it with innovation, those business savvy approaches. They are leveraging technology, they're streamlining operations, they're improving transparency, they're enhancing outreach, they're using data-driven decision-making to ensure that they are utilizing the resources that they have effectively and maximizing their impact. And because they've got great creative problem-solving skills, they're addressing real challenges in real time, and they are looking for new opportunities for growth and sustainability, increasing the well-being of society as a whole. And they're fostering collaborations. This is something that I really like. What they're doing is they're looking at how can I collaborate with other businesses in my sector to support what I'm doing, but also how can I look at being a change agent for this industry. And the next thing that we're starting to see is in this world of increased chaos and division, that we're seeing that society is looking for spiritual grounding. And entrepreneurs that are wise and that are smart are seeing an opportunity to adopt very smart business strategies to harness what man and woman are needing, which is peace, a sense of well being. And so I would say not only is it a business strategy, but we are starting to see religious organizations capitalize on that entrepreneurial spirit, that entrepreneurial drive to be different and stand out. They are utilizing and harnessing the modern communication tools, social media platforms, of course. And what they are trying to do is reach individuals at a larger scale. And they're thinking about very well thought out programs and initiatives to help harness and promote, this way of living, right? And having that spiritual baseline to do those checks and balances as us as entrepreneurs, we know that it is a powerful tool to help us make better decisions and become a better leader. But turning that into a business venture, that's a whole nother strategy. And that's what we're starting to see. So, sustainability. Okay, touchy subject because of ESG scores and, is there really an issue right now with climate? That's not what I'm talking about right now. Sustainability goes far beyond just recycled products and reducing our carbon footprint. This is about a holistic approach to life. This is about leaving the world of consumerism and really focusing on what's important in life and making sure that our families remain the priority. And within our family unit, we're ensuring that we are starting to take care of ourselves and we are going back to the basics. We don't feel this need to support big brand names if they are not supporting what we fundamentally believe in terms of core values. And on that note, it's really important for us to understand that we are really taking a harder look about what we're consuming materialistically, what kind of foods we're eating, how we're taking care of our health, how we're spending our time, that work life balance. And entrepreneurs are seeing this opportunity and they're capitalizing on it. We're going to talk a little bit about this. Okay. So when we talk about social good, you can kind of see if we go back, charity work, social good, right? Sustainability, yep, social good. Looking at spiritual activities, okay, you can get the social good, but social good is also applicable to new educational models. And why is that? Because society, entrepreneurs are recognizing the shortcomings of traditional education models. So it's really important for these future generations and this very rapidly evolving world that we make sure that these generations are set up for success. So you're seeing entrepreneurs that are leveraging this technology to make it more accessible, personalized, and engaging, right? Where it might be coding boot camps or virtual reality learning, but also tactical, non-technology educational models where people are using their hands. They're getting the kids involved in building things, using their hands, using their creativity, art, music coming back into the picture. So we're going to talk about some of the trends that we're seeing. I'm going to provide you a couple of case studies around this. Really, really excited to see that that's starting to evolve. And then in general, good business models, entrepreneurs are really finding this need to drive by a desire to make more of a positive impact on society, not just turn a profit. I think that this has been some of the most defining years for humanity as a whole, coming out and saying, what do we really stand for? What are we going to support? What are we not going to support? And by the way, what can we do to help individuals be better, do better, feel better, And our role as entrepreneurs are to provide those innovative solutions, and entrepreneurs are jumping on this bandwagon. So let's look at some case studies so I can show you that what I am saying is coming to fruition. So let's look at charities. Let's see what charities are doing these days. Well, I love this concept. So this campaign to provide clean water and making sure that thousands have clean water is part of the Give Water campaign. So it's really this opportunity for the community to get the average person to give just a little, but that little can go a very long way. Check out the Give Water campaign. We want to talk about recycling and reducing waste. Well, the Good Food Project is doing just that. What they are doing is they are taking the food that would be disregarded from restaurants, and they are repurposing them into these beautiful meals and then going out and delivering them. The meals are healthy, the food is great, it's restaurant style. It's almost like you're getting this beautiful DoorDash experience. So, for those that have food insecurity, they don't have to feel embarrassed when they're getting this type of quality food coming back to their home to take care of themselves or their family, or if seniors can't go out, they're able to receive these quality food deliveries. Check out the Good Project and then gift a meal. Here's a beautiful example of entrepreneurship, really taking technology, utilizing it for the better of humankind so that you can turn around and give somebody a meal. Fight hunger with those photos, gift them a meal, and help them avoid food insecurity. And I got to tell you, we do a lot of volunteer work and marketing support for the local food banks with my other company, and they've seen a very high tick in the need for meals, food from high levels of food insecurity because of these hard, challenging economic times. And us as entrepreneurs have the opportunity to look for those opportunities to make sure that those children do not go to bed at night with an empty stomach. So let's talk about religious and spiritual business models, because when we talk about social good, I think a majority of some of our society problems are that we don't feel like there's anything that we can rely on beyond our own entrepreneurial strength. And what a beautiful thing when we've got some sort of spiritual baseline that we can fall back on. And many entrepreneurs are seeing that, many religious organizations are seeing that, and they're trying to meet people where they're at. And with that being said, look at this cute little scooter. This scooter, amen, it's Scooterino, amen, will deliver a Catholic priest to your home in minutes. Talk about really smart innovation and making sure that you are meeting people where they're at, their busy lifestyle. They're trying to raise children, they're trying to run a business. They might be taking care of a parent because they are the adult child and they need an outlet. They need somebody to pray with them. They need a spiritual mentor. Well, Scooterino is working on that. And then when you look at on demand spiritual needs, what about this Prayomat? It lets you go in and pray on the go. Can you imagine if you were just out walking and shopping and you're thinking about a loved one that really needs help right now? Can you imagine going in and just doing a prayer with a priest on the go? Check it out. It's very cool. And then last but not least, we've even seen this in our local community. We're seeing churches beginning to build cafes and gathering places that are beyond church for the local community to come and have meals. I know in the Houston area, There's a really great Buddhist temple that makes the most incredible Thai food. So you can go to temple if you want, or you can just come and fellowship and have lunch and have some really, really good, authentic Thai food. But they're understanding that there's this need for multitasking, the need to have a place to go to work, a um, place to go and set up your laptop and work like a Starbucks, right? But you got that spiritual element. You got that element of supporting a local organization that might be feeding the poor, that might be helping those in need. And when you go and you give your money to that type of organization, right? While you're able to reap the benefits, it's a win-win for everybody. So, a very cool initiative, and Los Angeles Church has built this whole nonprofit, and it's serving up quality Java, but it's also reselling their Java because it became so popular. So it's a great revenue stream for them. It's a great place for the local community members to go. It's a very innovative way to say, look, we're going to support you wherever you're at. And by the way, we're here if you need to talk, and we're here if you need to pray. So let's just move into talking about some of these eco-friendly, innovative businesses. And here's what I love. Remember what I said, it's not just about recycling bottles or reducing your carbon footprint, but it's about how are you living and what's the quality of the life that you're trying to lead. And more importantly, it's not just about adults, but it's about what kind of modeling behavior are we leaving for that next generation? So you can see that there are projects that are starting to come out where they're looking at kid-friendly, plant-based eating and healthy meals that can also go into the school system. Now, I'm a meat eater. I'm not saying you got to go vegan or you got to go vegetarian, but I would say that the ability for the children when they're at school to intake healthy meals is a powerful opportunity for any entrepreneur. How can you convert great meals for the children at school for those parents that are too busy to make meals and deliver them? How do we get rid of processed foods and go back to whole grain foods? Do we set up community gardens? Do we partner up with local businesses so that they can help fund the local school with healthy whole food? Do you know that a lot of food banks actually put food in a child's backpack so when that child goes home for the weekend that they actually have a meal to eat? What a great opportunity for entrepreneurs. Great opportunity. Make sure our kids don't go hungry. And then this is powerful because what we're doing is we're bringing 3D printing, recycled materials, and combining it with education. And you've got thinking huts, 3D printed huts for educational schools that are happening all around the world. Check out thinking huts. It's a great way to bring technology together, helping the greater knowledge base of humanity to teach great skill sets of labor using our hands, not just technology, to build something for your community. And then getting back into nature again, check out Nature Atlas. Love it, love it, love it. It's a map, it's a field recorder, and it's all in your pocket. It's a great app for hiking and knowing what flowers and plants are, and getting back to teaching our children about earth, about plants, about nature, and how you can feel rich and rewarded by being out in nature and you don't have to be in front of the video games. Okay. Social good. And it all also comes back to art. Art is a beautiful way of expression. It's a beautiful way to create relief and mental capacity. It's very much like the opportunity around the social good of spiritual organizations, right? Well, Casetify art is all recycled products that have been turned into art. And you can actually buy phone cases too that are recycled, but it's taking products, turning them into art. It gives an opportunity for you to go and express yourself, decompress, recycle products, create beautiful art, and do something that gets you out from in front of the TV and negative social media, etc. Now, when we talk about new educational models and how we were expressing this need of seeing this decline, right, in quality education, and then seeing an uptick of what's important, being outdoors, making sure that what we take into our mind, into our body, and our spirit is healthy for us, a sense of community around doing better for our local community to a global impact. Same thing with educational models. And you can see that Horty has started this great subscription based model for children so that you can learn how to grow your first plant. And you think that might be a small project, but think about the greater good of getting our children back in love with the art of nature, the art of music, the art of creation, the art of touching the earth, the art of understanding what's more important in life than physical or material things. So very, very cool. It's learning to nurture through nature. And with that being said, this great DTL program as well is teaching students on an online learning platform how to be creative, how to be innovative. And look at these very cool desks that they offer. They can be converted to match your learning style. So if you want to lay down and read, or if you have a child that is in a wheelchair, you can modify these desks accordingly, or you can turn them into a sitting area for community discussion. And then you've got the learning elements that go along with this platform. So re-engineering the way that we learn, as opposed to sitting in a classroom at a stiff desk in a chair facing forward, have to keep our mouth shut. This allows the student to really prompt their own creativity and how they're going to intake their learning. And with that being said, when we talk about creativity, the beauty of music, and this very beautiful building is a music school. And it's beautiful and gorgeous in design. It was featured in Design, which is an architectural, beautiful magazine that you can look at online to see the beauty of architecture. But here's what's important: bringing music back into education. And, music has such great abilities to really enhance your child's learning and memory and physical capabilities. And so, again, another social good business. And when we look at additional business models that entrepreneurs are driving, I just love this. This is called Second Chance Beer, and I'm not a beer drinker. But when you are buying this beer, you are helping pets get matched up with new homes and also helping them take care of themselves. So a product and service, partner up with a good mission in life. What can you say? It's a great combo, just like Honda, providing some cool vehicle for kids that are in the hospital. This is a great electrical vehicle. It's got the IVs there. And so if there's a child that's sick or ill, they can be in their cute show-go so they can have a positive experience. Saw a need, met the need, very innovative, puts a smile on a child's face. This is what social good is all about. And then rethinking handicap signs, disability signage. That's what you see here. These ability signs are so cool, so powerful. And if you look at the imagery, the icon in the wheelchair, the human in the wheelchair is playing basketball, playing tennis, doing archery, because it's about ability signs, not disability signs, all about social good, all about changing your mindset. All right. So these are some great business ideas. And I know entrepreneurs, we could probably come up with 50 different ways to go out and do a social good business. We're innovators. We've got all kinds of ideas that are churning within our mind. But it's important that when you're starting your own social good business, that we really need to make sure that we are looking at a very clear mission, vision, core value statement. These elements serve really as the organization's compass, its guiding strategy, what type of culture you want to have, what type of decision making you want to have. And I would say for investors and donors, these statements provide a very critical insight on whether or not this business has a long-term commitment towards social impact. Okay. They want to have reassurance that their investment or their donation is not only going to yield those financial returns, but contribute real, meaningful social change. So, a very well articulated mission, vision, and core value statement, that is a foundation by which you build your business. And then you can start attracting not only investors and donors, but really great talent. And when you're looking at building this business model, if you will, it necessitates a real solid business model, just like any nonprofit, right? But here are a few key things. We talked about the mission and the vision. You've got to really ensure that your target audience is receptive, or you've got enough resources to build that long-term communication strategy until you get buy-in. At times with social good businesses, we are so far ahead in the forefront of innovation. It takes time for the average person to catch up and really understand. And that's why you've got to define your value proposition, and you've got to repeat that value proposition over and over again until it resonates with your audience. And because you are starting a new social business, right? Something that may be innovative, something that may not already be out in the marketplace, then it's important that you understand that you've got to plan for those revenue streams. How long can you stay in business until that model takes off, right? And are your donors and your investors willing to wait? Do they have the same kind of, I would say, support for you in this mission? So you've got to outline your resources. You've got to build a cost structure. If you're setting up a nonprofit, you need to run it like it's a for-profit. You really got to make sure that you are bringing this holistic entrepreneurial drive to that nonprofit, because donors want to support organizations that have lasting change. And then you got to measure, and you got to reiterate your successes over and over again. And you've got to also be transparent and honest and state how you're finding opportunities for improvement with your organization. That's part of sharing that sustainability plan. This is where we're at. This is what we're going to start doing. This is what we're going to stop doing. This is what we're going to keep doing. And here's where we're at with our financials. And when you kind of take those steps, you will know that you're building a very robust business model, and it balances social impact with that financial sustainability that we need when we're building a business of social good. So, building a business that, is in this market requires a very specific type of marketing strategy. And of course, that's what we do. So, storytelling is probably going to be your biggest opportunity for enhancement of really communicating your initiative. Storytelling, sharing compelling stories that illustrate your vision, your heart, your soul, especially when you're just starting, is the key to your success. And it just takes raw video. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. If you've been in business for a while, you can go back and get testimonials, testimonials from those that have received your products and your services, to your board members on your nonprofit and how they wouldn't be a part of your nonprofit if they didn't see the value. And that educational content is equally as important. It's not just about moving the emotions through that sharing of stories and why you're doing what you're doing. It's really about educating the person that you, the target market, that you either want to buy your products and services or that you want to donate to your nonprofit, and saying, you know what, this is the education that you need. This is your why. Now, partnership and collaboration are great marketing tools. If you can get with organizations that are similar to yours, but maybe they have their own unique niche, and together you guys do joint ventures together, kind of like influencer marketing. But look at it as an opportunity for collaboration, and then community engagement, of course. I Listen, we can do digital marketing all day long, and I believe in the pillars of digital marketing. And if you haven't seen what the pillars of those digital marketing strategies are, go to our YouTube channel. We did a 2023 digital marketing strategy session, and you can watch some great YouTube clips on very quick, actionable items you can take to build a foundation on digital marketing. But the bottom line is you still got to get out there and do community engagement. People do business with people, plain and simple. You want to grow your business, you got to be in front of people. No ad can really take place of that human connection and building human trust. And so while you can have social media as an advocate for what you're doing, and you can do email marketing, which you need to go where people are every single day, which is in their inbox, and you can do PR and media relations. You can do all of that. You still need to make sure that you've got a community strategy as well. And obviously, that kind of cause marketing, when you really take traditional marketing and digital marketing, it becomes such a powerful push for your business and your initiative. Now, look, you're going to run into obstacles. That's for sure. Funding, raising capital, maintaining cash flow should be your number one skill set that you are learning, whether or not this is a new startup business or you've been in business for a while. You've got to learn how to manage cash flow. And that creates great sustainability. And it doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes along the way. But if you've got a great cash flow model where you're making sure that you have checks and balances in your financial strategy, then your board of directors or investors or your leadership team or your business partner will feel safer about taking calculated risks. And so recognize your resource constraints, be rational, be reasonable, be careful, especially during this economic season that we're all facing right now. Don't take major risks unless they're calculated risks. Now, I just went through how to build a social business, and you might say, look, I'm really happy to see that this is becoming a trend out there. I don't have time to do it. I've already got a business, or I would have no clue, but I certainly would support a social good business. That's okay. Get involved in servant leadership. However, you can give back to your community at any level is important. And it could be sending thank you cards, it could be volunteering one day a month. Can you imagine if every single person did one thing, what a change in this world we would make for the greater good of all? And as entrepreneurs, we can certainly lead the way. I feel like we have actually a core responsibility to do so, because We are such unique creatures. We're innovative, we're creative. We can find ways to improve processes for nonprofits if we get involved with them. We can actually use our connections to build greater startups and help support them through mentorship. Servant leadership can be our way of giving back as entrepreneurs. And if you ever have any additional questions, I'm happy to do a Q&A session. If you're thinking about starting a business for social good, or if you're in the midst of it right now and you feel like you're unsteady, just reach out. I'm happy to just talk to you on the phone and give you my own experience, share learning, or provide you additional resources for learning so that you can have a sustainable business. Well, we're going to wrap it up, guys. I just want to thank you so much for joining us today. And again, I just want to encourage you to follow us on your favorite social media platforms, subscribe to our newsletter. And if any of this information was beneficial to you, then I would ask that you go to our Google page or go to our Facebook page and leave a review on how this webinar helped you. And are there any other topics of interest around consumer trends or marketing strategies or business strategies that you want to know about? Well, make sure that you are going online and checking out our next webinar. That will be in a couple of weeks. On Thursday, we'll have a Thursday Teach session, and it'll be on the 3 A's of entrepreneurship. I'm sorry, that's for our 360 Entrepreneur. Go to our event page for Reconnect. They've got me all hooked up. My team's got me ready and rearing to go, putting together these educational sessions for me to deliver. But go to our event page on our website and they'll make sure that you have the information that you need. Have an awesome Tuesday. Have an awesome week. And let's make sure that we're getting out there and doing some social good.